Welcome everyone to today's Explainer. Gather round you guys because we are diving right into a truly beautiful storybook adventure today. We'll be exploring the real courage it takes to show up, the absolute magic of friendship, and this wonderful idea called the art of belonging. You know, whether you're a kid braving a brand new classroom or a parent who totally remembers those tricky first days, there's a really powerful lesson waiting here for all of us.
So let me ask you this to start. Have you ever walked into a crowded room where you didn't know a single soul? Like, remember that scary, kind of lonely feeling of stepping through the doorway, looking around, and suddenly realizing you don't recognize anyone at all? Oh, it is just one of the loneliest feelings in the whole world. But here's a little secret for you. It's actually one of the most universal feelings, too. Almost everyone in that room knows exactly how that feels. Section 1. The New School Maze. Zoe's adventure begins.
Well, every great story needs a hero, right? And ours is a brave girl named Zoe. Now, Zoe had moved a whopping 4 times in just 6 years. That's right, 4 times. That means she had 4 times the experience of surviving those terrible, awful first days. You'd think she'd be an absolute expert by now, but, well, she still hadn't found a magic spell to make them easy. Every single new school meant following the exact same tiring formula just to survive. First, she had to find the bathroom. Second, locate her locker. And third, discover the cafeteria. And honestly, the most exhausting part? She had to figure all of this out purely through trial and observation. She was basically wandering these completely unfamiliar hallways like it was some giant maze, instead of just knowing where things were like all the other kids did.
Section 2. Hiding in the back. The observer strategy.
So how exactly do you survive a maze like that? Well, there is a very big difference between watching and being watched. Zoe wasn't exactly shy, she preferred to spend her first morning taking inventory like a secret observer rather than being the inventory herself. Makes sense, right? If you hide in the very back row, you get to carefully study everyone else without anyone staring back at you.
Section 3. The roll call test. Facing the threshold.
But of course, every hero must face a test. Her new teacher, Miss Fontaine, asked everyone to go around the room and say their name and a fun fact. Now, Zoe was actually totally prepared for this. She had a perfectly crafted response that she had successfully used at 3 different schools before. It was short, it was accurate, and it gave absolutely nothing away. It was basically an invisible shield. But when her turn finally came to speak, her voice completely betrayed her. It slipped out so much quieter and far more nervous than she had intended. Her invisible shield had a crack.
Section 4. A surprising new friend, the magical ally appears.
Just when Zoe felt the absolutely most overwhelmed, right after class, in the middle of that big, scary hallway, a girl named Priya just magically appeared right at her elbow. And Priya didn't just say a normal hello or offer some boring standard greeting. Instead, she leaned right in and, kind of like a secret guide offering cheat codes to a video game, she shared this. She said, "The cafeteria line looks long, but it moves fast, and the water fountain near the gym is the only one that's actually cold." She followed that up by mentioning she had moved there 2 years ago herself. You see, Priya completely understood the maze.
Priya didn't just give a boring "welcome to our school." No way! She offered a highly specific, highly practical act of kindness. What Priya was really saying there was, here is some real information that will make your day slightly less disorienting. It was just so wonderfully honest and genuinely helpful that Zoe almost laughed out loud.
Section 5. The magic of belonging. Moving to the middle.
That day, Zoe and Priya actually shared lunch together. And you know what? Something amazing happened. By the end of that very first week, Zoe felt brave enough to graduate from her safe little hiding spot in the back row, and she moved her seat all the way to the middle of the room. Now, Zoe didn't move because the school had suddenly become super familiar. She moved because vulnerability is a superpower. Belonging doesn't begin when you feel completely comfortable. It begins the exact moment you decide to be present before you feel ready. You don't have to wait to be absolutely fearless. You just bravely let yourself be seen.
Parents, kids, everyone watching this explainer together, always remember this golden rule. The very best friends, the people truly worth knowing in any room, are usually the ones who remember exactly what it felt like to not know anyone. Priya remembered, and wow, it made all the difference in the world for Zoe.
Section 6. Your turn to shine. The next adventure.
Okay, now it's your turn to be a hero in your own daily adventures. I want you to really think of a time when you were the new kid, or maybe the new person at a job or on a sports team. What small act of kindness helped you the most? And even more importantly, how could you be that magical ally for someone else who looks a little lost or lonely in the maze today? How can you offer them, figuratively speaking, a cool drink of water from the gym fountain?
Thank you so much for joining me on this wonderful explainer adventure today. If you absolutely loved Zoe's story and want to discover even more magic with us, be sure to join Story Spark Studio. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel, ring that little bell for new stories so you never miss an adventure, share this explainer with friends who might just need a little extra courage today, and please leave a bright, happy comment down below telling me your absolute favorite part. Before we go, I'll leave you with this one thought. Who will you be brave enough to say hello to tomorrow?